Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. Our top story here at 6, investigators in Washington are now asking for your help after Vancouver police shot and killed a man.
Let's get right to Blair Best live at Vancouver Police Headquarters with the update. Blair?
So this happened just a few days after Christmas, and state investigators are releasing little information. But today we went to the home where it happened, and we could see bullet holes on the side of the garage. Those living there were emotional. They didn't want to talk with us. But now state officials are asking anyone with information to give them a call as they look into what led up to this deadly shooting. Saturday, just before midnight, Vancouver police responded to this house on the corner of Northeast 46th Street and 132nd Avenue. Police say a man was outside, pointing a gun at a woman inside the home, and had fired at least one round. Police say when officers arrived, the man turned the gun on them. 2 officers then shot and killed him.
I thought I heard shots, but I don't know. It sounded like 22s.
I couldn't come down the street because the whole area right down there was full of cop cars.
This woman lives a few doors down. She did not want to be on camera. When you heard that an officer shot and killed someone in your neighborhood, what did you think?
I was very shocked and very surprised, and I was very concerned for my safety.
3 Vancouver officers, including a witness officer, are now on critical incident leave. This is the first officer-involved shooting in Vancouver this year.
Anytime a situation like this occurs, it's terrible. It's terrible for the community, obviously for the family.
Hector Castro is with the Washington State Office of Independent Investigations. On Monday, they set up this tip line for people with information to call.
Right now, I think, particularly in the early days, a lot of people will be making statements about what they may have heard. Our investigators need to explore all of those.
Leaving the community waiting for answers.
I don't know what the situation was.
I haven't found out much about what really happened. So, well, the story is still unfolding.
Now, the name of the man who was killed, along with the names of the officers involved, are expected to be released sometime this week. We're also told that any body cam footage from the officers will be reviewed and released at a later date. Back to you.
Blair Best reporting. Thank you, Blair.
In your headlines tonight, Portland police are investigating a downtown shooting that left 1 man dead and another seriously injured. Authorities say they responded to Southwest Ankeny just before midnight last night. Not far from the Skidmore Fountain, 1 man was already dead when officers arrived. The other was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. So far, no word on any suspects or arrests. Portland police are also looking for help finding this man who they say stabbed 2 people on Christmas Eve. This was breaking news on KGW. Authorities say 54-year-old Richard Scott Stewart first stabbed a 20-year-old in the neck near the Hollywood Fred Meyer. And shortly after, and less than a mile away, a 67-year-old man was stabbed in the neck and head. Both victims survived and are now out of the hospital. Police say the suspect may be using public transportation.
In Hillsborough, a suspect is in custody after a homicide investigation that spanned several hours Saturday afternoon. Officers were called to a home near Southeast 18th Avenue, just off TV Highway, just before 3 o'clock. They found a person's body inside a car. Nearly 2 hours later, and about 2 miles away, police arrested the suspect during a traffic stop near Southeast Brockwood Avenue and Davis. No word yet on how the victim died or the suspect's relationship to that person.
To Salem now, where police arrested a man on Sunday, they say in connection with an alleged kidnapping. Authorities say this began when a teenager reported his mother missing after finding her vehicle and pieces of her clothing at a nearby park. The mom later got in touch with police saying she had been held at gunpoint by a man she knew, 39-year-old Luis Pantoja Guzman. Not long after, he was pulled over and arrested. Detectives say they found this gun while serving search warrants related to the case. Officers also say the suspect became combative while being processed and had to be restrained before being taken to the Marion County Jail.
And TriMet wants people to know that every ride on a bus, MAX train, and even a Lyft paratransit vehicle is free after 8 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Some key lines are offering extended late night service for people celebrating the new year. And yes, again, rides are free. It's something the agency has done year after year to try and get people home safely. And it's an effort that hits home for one TriMet employee.
My family was involved in a drunk driving wreck quite a few years ago. A lady crossed in front of us. We hit her. My brother's in a wheelchair, has been since he was 11 years old. My mom is not able to walk anymore, not through paralyzed, because that's what my brother is, but through all the injuries and surgeries that she's had over the years, she can't get around. The lady also killed her 6-year-old daughter that day. And if TriMet can take 1 or 2 people home safely and not have that happen to other families, it means the world to me.
Portland Streetcar and C-Tran in Clark County are also offering free rides on New Year's Eve.
In an update, opponents of several new transportation taxes and fees passed by Oregon lawmakers this year say they turned in additional signatures today in order to give voters the final say next November. This is video from their first special delivery of sorts earlier this month. With today's drop-off, they say more than 250,000 Oregonians signed the petition to put the issue on the November ballot. That's triple the number that's needed. And it means the taxes included in that referendum will be on hold. They include a gas tax hike, a payroll tax hike, an increased vehicle title fee, and increased vehicle registration fee. The rest of the transportation package will go into effect on Thursday.
And while we're talking some gas, here's a look at average prices during this holiday travel season, according to AAA. Oregon's average for a gallon of regular is $3.46. It's the 5th highest in the country. Washington is at $3.89, third worst across the U.S. Only California and Hawaii are higher. The national average is $2.83 a gallon. Matt?
All right, Christine, thank you very much. You know what? We had a great sunset up on Mountain Hood today. We'll finish that off for you a little bit later on, but the colors just kept getting better. Meanwhile, up at the Oregon Zoo, Zoo Lights continues. It's cooling off, but a great evening for it, 40 degrees with a clear sky. So the trees are lit with lights. The sky is starry. All great as we go into one of the last evenings of 2025. Right now, it was a cold morning. Dropped to 29 in Hillsborough and Vancouver. Troutdale was warmer because the east winds picked up last night, and they will continue to roll as we go through the next day or so. But tomorrow morning will be cold where it's not windy. Portland will drop to about 36. But again, that's for the city, and we get the east wind. If you're in the outlying areas out in the country and you don't have an east wind, you'll drop it to the 20s. But we get sunshine all day long. We'll have some frost in the morning. Some places might have areas of fog, but I think frost is the more likely outcome for tomorrow morning. Now, coming up, we've got a couple dry days tomorrow and on Wednesday. And then as we go into Thursday, New Year's Day, the rain returns. I'll have the timing on that a little bit later, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Matt. Some people living in a Vancouver apartment building say for a week they've had to deal with a broken elevator, then a busted hot water system. They say building management has left them hanging over the holidays.
Tim Gordon's here now. Tim, it sounds like this is a relatively new building, though.
Yeah, right, David, just about 3 years old. And this is much needed affordable housing owned in part by the Vancouver Housing Authority. Some residents are not happy with them or the management company that runs that building. Miles Terrace Apartments is home to nearly 70 residents aged 55 and up off Mill Plain Boulevard in downtown Vancouver. KGW covered the grand opening as a positive start just a few years ago. Right now, it's not so positive.
So the elevator went down Tuesday. It was down Tuesday early.
We heard from a group of seniors who call this place home. They're frustrated.
I think there's been a lot of people that has reported it, and they have not got any response at all. It's like we're being ignored and, pushed aside.
Elisa Ford has lived at Miles Terrace since it opened. She says the short history of maintenance at the place is not great.
I'm upset about it. It's upsetting because if we've been going through this since day one, with things going down. And this building's brand new.
I can't keep it out of the elevator. There's too much water coming in.
Now, just in time for the holidays, one of 2 boilers developed a leak, affecting the hot water supply and running into the elevator shaft. Whether that's what caused the elevator to go out a week ago is unclear. We did speak with the property manager on site here. He didn't want to go on camera, but he says he's as frustrated as the residents here. He's been dealing with the elevator maintenance company since December 23rd. Still, that elevator's not fixed. Key Property Services says a technician did come out and got the elevator working for a while, but then it failed again, and they're having trouble getting the company to get back out to work on it.
We have nowhere to go, so we feel like we're being held captive in a building that doesn't work properly.
Logan Fire explains for some it's a big inconvenience. For others with mobility issues and other disabilities, it's a real danger.
But people in the building that are wheelchair bound, They have virtually been stuck in this building since Tuesday. There's no way for them to get down.
The solution to the situation, they say, is better communication and faster action.
Fix it. Let us know what you're doing. Don't just send us a text every now and then. So it might be fixed in 24 hours. Fix it. We need to be functioning.
A little good news, while we were there, the hot water issue was resolved. As far as the elevator, the owner of Key Property Services says they're working on getting it fixed, but are at the mercy of the repair company. He also said his management team did check in with anyone with mobility issues, offering to move them to other lodging for now, but had no takers. I want to note that's an assertion the residents we spoke with dispute. Guys, back to you.
Well, let's hope they can get it resolved. Appreciate it, Tim. KGW News at 6 continues in just 2 minutes with an update on that notorious spot along Highway 26.
And all that water has to go somewhere, and it's just pushing the road up.
Turns out it's no longer just one bump, you saw it there, but several. What ODOT has to say about repairs. That's next. Art?
Hey, it is just about go time for the Oregon Ducks in the quarterfinals of the college football playoff. The team has landed in Miami. That happened just a couple of minutes ago, and we'll have the latest coming up.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
To new video tonight of the infamous bump along Highway 26. Some choice words from drivers there near the coast, which according to ODOT is no longer a single trouble spot, but a series of 4 bumps.
Oh no, Libby Dowsett spent time along that stretch of road and found the only quick fix might just be slowing down.
ODOT had already lowered the speed to 25 miles per hour. Now they've gone even further to 5 miles per hour, hoping to prevent drivers from hitting this problem spot and catching air.
This one, it's real. It's really a bump.
Local drivers like Becky Varner from Astoria know to slow down at the bump. But she says many others either aren't seeing the new signs or aren't taking them seriously.
We've seen their tires come off the ground and kind of land a little sideways.
ODOT crews just repaired this area in August, improving the drainage and smoothing out the rough spots. But with all the recent rain, ODOT says the slide has been reactivated, and now multiple spots of pavement are moving and creating bumps.
Because of all of that water, and that is a known landslide area, and all that water has to go somewhere, and it's just pushing the road up.
We saw the guys working there. That was the indicator something's going on. But I feel like they should do a little bit of a better job to have like a warning signs.
We counted half a dozen signs leading up to this point, warning drivers to slow down. But we gotta say, we've seen a few cars catch air, especially as they head eastbound right at this point. With no project planned for a permanent fix, ODOT says it's forced to keep the signs up and make repairs when it can as they brace for more rain in the forecast.
And we hope everybody will pay attention to the trip check and the warnings and maybe even use an alternate route if they're trying to get to the coast from Portland.
I know there's got to be a solution, but I don't know what it is other than building a bridge over it.
ODOT says the movement in this area is happening as fast as crews can keep up with repairs. And they say a permanent fix could cost millions and millions of dollars. So they say keep a close eye on those signs. Near Seaside, Libby Dowsett, KGW News.
Hey, if all else fails, send us your dash cam video too. We want to look ahead to sunrise tomorrow morning right here on KGW when we'll get a behind-the-scenes tour Portland's upcoming James Beard Market. Construction on Southwest 6th and Alder is ongoing for a market that'll be home to over 3 dozen vendors. It turns out Portland hasn't had a public market in more than 80 years. Community leaders saying it'll be both a place where you can do weekly shopping and, of course, a hotspot for tourists.
So this is a huge opportunity to highlight Oregon's bounty, support small businesses, create economic opportunity, and revitalize downtown Portland.
Officials say the first stores could be open by the end of 2026, about a year from now. Look for the full story tomorrow morning on Sunrise, right here on KGW.
Yeah, I can't wait for that place to open. Hop on in there and...
That'll be really cool.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bummer we have to wait a year for it, but the fact that it'll open around the holidays next year. It's
good timing.
Not bad
Foot traffic downtown and all things considered, you know.
All right, well, we're getting some good weather right now. I mean, yeah, the mornings are cold, but the afternoons have been sunny and bright, and that'll continue for the rest of the year.
Wow, look at this.
I
love it.
Beautiful.
This is beautiful. This was sunset tonight from our camera at Timberline up in the Mount Hood National Forest, looking at Mount Jefferson, of course, which just got lit up in magenta and the orange and I mean, look at that flare. Just a really great display of color. Notice the east winds through the passes here as we're looking on down to the south. So since we just saw a sunset, let's track the sunsets. Our earliest of the year was a couple weeks ago, back on December 15th, it was 4:27, and it was at 4:27 for several days before that. Then it actually started getting a little bit later, and by the end of the month and the end of the year, a couple days from now, it'll be 10 minutes later than it was back on the 15th of December. The problem is, well, not the problem, but the reality is that our sunrises have still been getting later too, so the days really didn't get any longer. But we've bottomed out with our sunrises. They're at 7:50. They won't get any later than that. And then in January, about the 8th or so, they start to get a little bit earlier. But look at the sunset. Sunset by the 20th of January, we'll be back to 5 o'clock. And by the end of next month, 5:16. So a little bit of light to look forward to there. Today's high is 46, and maybe that felt chilly because it was a warm month for the most part, but that's right about average for this time of the year. Check out Joseph, only 31, never got above freezing there. Contrasting that, Brookings on the south coast made it up to 60. Now, off the north coast, there is a weak weather system here rolling inland and falling apart. Really not much to concern ourselves with there. Really not much to concern ourselves with rainfall-wise for quite a while. This weather system, somewhat impressive, but it's got a lot of tropical moisture, and that's a California thing. That's going to produce rain for the Rose Bowl football game, for the Tournament of Roses parade down in Pasadena on New Year's Day, and a couple of feet of snow across the Sierra Nevada. We don't really tap into that. What we're waiting for is this next weather system to come out of the Gulf of Alaska, and that's going to bring us rain on New Year's Day, but not until later on New Year's Day. So east winds will continue. We'll have frost in the mornings, scattered clouds rolling in on Thursday, New Year's Day, even on New Year's Eve. And here's the rain, but this is 7 a.m. on New Year's Day morning. It's down in southern Oregon. We don't tap into that until probably about 12 hours later. So look for rain on New Year's Day night, but New Year's Eve will be dry. And the rainfall even by then, by Friday, even just about 1/10 of a day. So it's not a big rainfall. As we go through the weekend, it picks up a bit, especially on the southern Oregon coast. There could be some impactful rain down there, but the rest of us should be just fine. The snowfall forecast, unfortunately, reflects the rainfall forecast. We don't really pick up a whole lot maybe 5, 6, 7 inches by the end of the weekend. Things will improve a bit over the weekend up at the ski hills. Okay, downtown Portland is 42 right now. The freezing level 12,400 feet, really high for the end of December. Sunshine, morning frost on the coast. Highs will be in the 50s. Some really good weather if you're spending the rest of the year at the Oregon coast. In the valleys, sunshine, morning frost. Lows in the 20s, though, where it's not windy. Highs will make the upper 40s. So again, it warms up quite well. Up in the Cascades, sunny. East winds, but not too strong, and 40 at Government Camp and in the upper 30s at the ski area, so it continues to be mild. Central and eastern Oregon, mostly sunny with areas of frost, down to 20 in Pendleton. I'm sure there'll be some spots east of the Cascades that drop into the teens again tomorrow morning. In the Gorge, east winds up to about 45 miles an hour at the west side of the Gorge, and once you get out towards Hood River and the Dalles, you'll have morning frost. And in Portland, sunshine, morning frost, maybe some fog south of town, but most places will just frost out. We'll see lows in the upper 20s where there's no wind, mid 30s where it is windy, which includes downtown and points east. New Year's Eve is dry. New Year's Day, again, the rain comes in, but not until at least a couple of those football games are over. Certainly the Duck game will be dry.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, we'll be watching that, that's for sure.
Makes me wonder why we can't all go to Miami, right?
I know.
I like that idea. Yeah, we need to work on that.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, the Oregon Ducks, they made their way to Miami for the Orange Bowl. Ducks take on Texas Tech in the college football playoff quarterfinals. The Oregon football team boarded a jet this morning in Eugene, bound for Miami. They landed just a short time ago, probably about 15, 20 minutes ago. This year, the Ducks did not have the long layoff between games like they did a season ago. You know, it's been kind of tough for them working out a schedule to get themselves prepared and then stay sharp for this ball game. The last time the Ducks played a game on a Thursday was on the road at Arizona State back in 2015. Dan Lanning before the team left for Miami.
It's definitely a skill and an art to making sure that your team's prepared when you have long breaks, and I think that was clear last year. Certainly will be clear now. You got a little bit more time to prepare for this game, but a little bit different than the last one, and that's the other part that doesn't make really a lot of sense is the sequence of days in between each game and each playoff. There's just not really a rhythm.
All right, the game itself is set for Thursday kickoff, 9 a.m. our time. Orlando Sanchez is in Miami with the team. He will have reports from the Orange Bowl starting tomorrow during our news at 4 o'clock.
He looks very serious there, doesn't he?
He does, yes. And the Portland Trailblazers back in action tonight, second day of a back-to-back. This time they're going to be going against the Dallas Mavericks. On Sunday, the Blazers put together some serious late-game defense and rallied to take care of the Boston Celtics. Shaedon Sharpe, he led the team with 26 points. Denny Avdia, he does what he does, going to the hoop all the time. He had 24 points. And then Donovan Clingan, he had a monster game and a key three-point play in the last 30 seconds of the game. He had 18 points, 18 rebounds. Portland broke a three-game losing streak with the 114-108 win. Interim head coach Thiago Splitter liked what the team did in the second half.
You could feel there was energy in the group and in the room. We turned over the ball 16 times in the first half. And we basically say, well, if you take care of the ball in the second half, it's going to be another game. And they did that.
All right, you can see tonight's Trailblazers game right here on KGW. Tip-off set for 7:30, just a little over an hour for now. They'll be going against the Dallas Mavericks. I'll have a wrap-up of the game action tonight at 11 o'clock. And the Portland Thorns, they have added a player to the club. They signed Stanford University midfielder Shea Harvey. Harvey helped Stanford to the ACC Championship and the college final this season, College Cup final. She played in 73 matches during her career with the Cardinals, scored 11 goals. Harvey is signed through the 2028 season.
Hey, really good to see you. Belated Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
Glad you're here. Glad you'll be here tonight, too.
That's right.
Thanks, Art. Up next here at 6, if you love the outdoors here in Oregon, there are changes ahead for state parks that take effect this week. What you need to know when we return.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
All right, we are less than 3 days away from a brand new year, which will bring celebrations, resolutions, perhaps, if that's your thing, and a long list of brand new laws.
Yeah, so here are just a few, starting in Oregon. Senate Bill 605 blocks healthcare providers from telling consumer reporting agencies that you owe money for your care or how much. That means you could see a bump in your credit score. Patients can sue if this law is broken. House Bill 3167 requires ticket sellers like Ticketmaster to disclose all fees up front. It also makes speculative ticketing illegal, which is when third-party sellers list tickets they don't actually own.
That's interesting. In Washington, one of the biggest shifts involves impaired driving. House Bill 1493 extends the DUI look-back period from 10 to 15 years. It makes it more likely repeat offenders will face felony charges and tougher penalties. And House Bill 1652 impacts families receiving child support. The state will now pass along all child support payments to families on the Federal Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program instead of keeping a portion. We have a comprehensive list, by the way, of all the new laws, well, not all, but most, in both states, available anytime at KGW.com.
Also, if you love Oregon's outdoors, listen up. Oregon State Park's year-long permits will cost you more come January 1st. The price will be doubling from $30 to $60 for Oregon residents, and it'll be $75 for out-of-state residents. The day use fee, though, will stay the same at $10 for parking. Mike Baden with Oregon State Parks says despite rising costs, fees stayed flat for years, so the change is necessary.
But Oregon Parks and Recreation Department, we're facing a budget shortfall in this biennium. So in order to keep things moving easily and smoothly, and just to kind of keep up with the rising costs, we do need to make some adjustments to our fees.
So that budget shortfall he mentioned is to the tune of about $14 million. He says State Parks gets most of its money from park user fees and the Oregon Lottery, which is decreasing. They do not get money from the state's general fund.
Well, that's snazzy. We also want to highlight a very Northwest New Year's celebration as we ring in 2026 here on KGW with New Year's at the Needle. Check out celebrations from across the region, culminating with the big show, of course, at the Space Needle. Is New Year's at the Needle Wednesday night, right after KGW News at 11 on TV and our free TV streaming app, KGW Plus.
Yeah, that'll be a great show. Thank you so much for joining us here on the news at 6 at KGW Plus. Also, don't forget the Blazers game that tips off here on Channel 8 about an hour from now.
Taking on the Mavericks. I'll be back tonight at 11 with a wrap of that, your headlines and weather impact forecast. From all of us at KGW, happy holidays and an early Happy New Year.
We appreciate you.